That's so metal. It's time for the big edition of Thrash Metal A through Z. That's right, it's time for some Thrash Metal A through Z. It's been a while since I've done one of these. We left off at letter F, and we're going to start today with letter G. Not a huge list this time around. First of all, I want to address a couple things. I'm getting a lot of people saying, you know, how can you do a A through Z and not include Anthrax or Exodus or I'm trying to keep it to more, you know, mid-level bands, you know, not these huge bands that everybody knows of like Megadeth and Metallica, you know. Not that I don't like those bands, I love those bands, you know, the Big Four and all those, Testament and Exodus and all those sort of bands, but I'm trying to keep it to some more of the underground stuff and the stuff that I really dig. It's not every day, so that's the reason. And this is not every band that has the letter A or B or C or G. These are just bands in my collection, bands that I like, the bands that I picked out for this particular episode. So there you go. But I don't mind people giving me suggestions of other bands that maybe they think I missed or that I might like that didn't show. So feel free to leave a comment letting me know, check out this band or check out that band, because I've actually discovered some great bands that way. So I appreciate you guys. Thanks for doing that. But let's get right into it. I'm going to start off with kind of a I'm going to call this honorary mention. I'm not sure that I would actually call this band a thrash band, but they definitely fall within that kind of thrash metal sound. This is Grip Inc. This is the first full-length album, I believe. Power of Inner Strength. Of course, this band's from LA, most known as being the band that Dave Lombardo was in. Dave Lombardo, of course, being from Slayer. These guys had a mix of sounds. You know, they did have some thrash metal influences for sure, but they also did some, some groove stuff, some I don't want to say new metalish, but just very modern, heavy metal from the 90s, and that's what you get with this. But like I said, there is some thrash metal in here. Of course, it's got the connection with Dave Lombardo in the band. Gus Chambers was the vocalist who died back in 90s. I think it might have been around 1995 or so. Maybe it was 2005. Anyhow, Gus Chambers passed away from this band. But they've released several albums. I just decided to show this one. Grip Inc. Good band. I do like these guys. Honorary mention. Going to move right on to a band from Northern Ireland that I really like. This is not their whole discography. I'm just going to show some of their stuff. I had some of it on vinyl, some of it on CD. I'm mostly showing the CDs here because, frankly, they're easier to pull in the show right now. But this is the first full-length album by GAMA. Like I said, Northern Ireland, thrash metal band. A little bit of a crossover sound in their sound. All thrash metal, if it's true thrash metal, has that combination of heavy metal and punk combined. That's what thrash metal was. Crossover, thrash metal, all those, and it just ranges. Some of it goes more towards the hardcore side of things. Some of it goes more towards the metal side of things. Gamma goes a little more towards the punk, hardcore side of things, but it was definitely thrash metal. Let me show a couple other albums. This is Citizen Brain. I believe this is their second album, and this was on Earache Records. So they went from being on their own small label. This is actually a limited pressing, 107 of 1000. Citizen Brain was on Earache, and Tales from the Grave and Space. I think this is also Earache. Yep, from 2009. They've got a couple more after that as well. Like I said, I have some on vinyl. Also grabbed this while I was thinking about it. This is a split they did, but this is the Zombie BREW 7-inch single. So Gamma Bomb, just straight up Northern Ireland thrash metal. And I wrote down this quote from one of their songs. And I thought I'd read it because it pretty much sums up their sound. In the song Bullet Belt, Gamma Bomb spout off the lyrics. I mean, thrash titans of yesteryear, they have failed us with their recent piss. We reject their progressive dross and call it for the rot that it truly is. It's time to fill the thrash vacuum like it's 1986. Put on your bullet belt, thrash your brains, or go away. And that pretty much sums up, what Gamma Bomb is all about. Definitely the new wave of thrash metal, coming from the 2000s, but a very good band. I enjoy them quite a bit. Like I said, just good stuff and newer band. So this one here is this is Gack Fixed. And who the heck is Gack? And now, if you're not familiar with Gack, this is a Japanese release, and it was only released in Japan apparently. But basically what this is, see if anybody notices, if I get out from the picture in the back. It's basically Lays Rocket under a different name. Heavy metal would come under major fire, especially thrash metal. It was just all but dead in the mainstream in the mid '90s, and grunge and new metal was taken over, and they changed the name to Gack. Horrible name, stupid cover, but very good music. And as a matter of fact, the intro that you heard with me doing that weird yell and what you're hearing in the background now is Gack. Like I said, basically Lays Rocket with drummer, let's see if I can write it down here. Yeah, Matt Vander End from Defiance on drums. So only album they put out as far as I know. Gack, Fix, very good stuff. Definitely worth checking out if you're a Lays Rocket fan and you don't already know about these guys. Moving on, what do we got next? Let's see, we got a pile of stuff here. Let's go with this one. Okay, up next is New Jersey-based band GOTHIC Slam. And this is their debut, Killer Instinct. This is on a small label, Torrid Records. It was actually put out by Medusa Records. GOTHIC Slam were a little different than a lot of the thrash bands that you kind of got that West Coast Bay Area sort of thrash sound. You've got the crossover thrash sound. You got that more Teutonic, chaotic thrash metal sound. These guys had more of a mid-paced vibe. They weren't real fast, but they were definitely considered to be a thrash band. They kind of had a, I don't know, they actually put out 2 albums. This is their first album. This is their second album, just Facing the Crowd. With this album, they got a major label deal on Epic Records. And this album also has a killer cover of Thin Lizzy Thunder and Lightning. And you'll have to excuse the camera getting dark, because I got light coming from outside. It's getting a little darker outside. But I wrote down here, GOTHIC Slam played the ultra-heavy, groove-laden thrash metal. Not unlike early, a little bit like Testament, a little bit like Metallica, but a little more groove-oriented, a little more mid-paced. They were never about speed, which kind of negates the point of thrash, I suppose. So maybe these guys would be better off called groove metal. I don't know. Regardless, GOTHIC Slam put out 2 albums as far as I know. This band being from New Jersey. I have them both, one on CD, one on vinyl. This one was available on vinyl too. I just haven't managed to find a copy yet. Like them both. Probably like the first one a little better. There's a video you can see for Who Died and Made You God. And I believe that song is on some major movie soundtrack as well. I just can't remember which one it is top man right now. And then their drummer, let me see if his name's on the back of here. David Shafari, maybe that's it. Yeah, David Shafari, I believe. He also went on and played with Lays Rocket for a while as well. So there you go, GOTHIC Slam, Killer Instinct, and Just a Face in the Crowd. Next up is a band from, let's see this band here. This is a band from Germany. I have 2 of their albums here to show. This is the first EP by German thrash metal band Grinder. Now, unlike a lot of their, German thrash buddies, bands like, Accuser and Creator and Sodom and Destruction and all those kind of bands, these guys weren't quite as noisy and chaotic. They were a little more refined, more influenced by that Bay Area sound, and they were on Noise Records. They didn't quite get the backing that a lot of bands on Noise got. They kind of got lost in the crowd. But a very good band. This was actually their full-length album here, Nothing is Sacred. I believe this was on Noise. Let's see. Yeah, Noise Records. This is Nothing is Sacred by Grinder. Great name for a thrash band. Great band, great album. I really enjoy this album. Definitely not one most people know about, but like I said, it was on Noise Records. Came out in late 80s, early 90s. 1991, so there you go. A couple from Grinder. Alright, this next band is from Texas, and they're called Gammacide. Now, Texas isn't necessarily known, for being a big thrash metal state. They're more known for, bands like ZZ Top, Dangerous Toys. But there was some great thrash bands that came out of Texas. You've got Watchtower, who are, a progressive speed thrash metal band. You've got Rigor Mortis and you've got Gammacide. Now these guys didn't quite have the same success as those other two bands. Not that either one of those were actually necessarily big, but they're still great. This is a compilation, I believe, of most of the material that they recorded, demo and stuff like that. I don't remember what year this came out. 2005. This compilation came out, and this material was recorded from like mid-1988 to 1991. Groovy, heavy, speedy, great guitar solos, machine gun riffing. It's all that kind of stuff you want from thrash metal, you know, in your face. Matter of fact, let me just go ahead and throw a clip of Gammacide in. So there you go, that's a little clip of Gammicide, Texas thrash metal band. Great stuff. I'm not sure if this CD is still available. If it is, it's well worth picking up if you're a fan of thrash metal. Alright, one more in the G section. This is a band out of Australia, of all places. And I'm going to show, I don't know that I have everything by them, but I have a lot from them. So I'm going to quickly go through their stuff. Starting from their first album to their latest album. This is Beside the River Blood by Grave Forsaken. Greg Vaughn is the singer's name. Now, Greg reminds me a lot of Steve Rowe, but not in his death metal period. When he was doing the more groove and thrash metal stuff. You know, Envision Evangeline, that kind of stuff, you know. Kind of gruff and heavy, but not growled and not ultra aggressive. Kind of somewhere in between melodic and aggressive. But yeah, anyhow, good stuff. This is their first album, independently released, I believe. No, this actually released on Mortification's label, Row Productions, Steve Rowe's label, Row Productions, back in 2006. As was this album from 2008. This is Destined for Ascension. Again, very, very good stuff. But I honestly think that this is one of those bands that just kept getting better with every album. Not only the music, but also the album cover art too. They started adopting all these album covers with these cool robots on it. This Day Forth definitely got away from the Mortification sound here and started getting their own sound with this album. Still grabbing the thrash metal vibe, but I don't know. These guys are, again, weren't all about fast songs. They had their fast parts, they had the downbeats, you know, they had all that kind of thrash stuff, but it was also not just about speed for speed's sake. They had a lot of mid-pace stuff. They didn't mind throwing some groove in. Tasty licks, you know, spread throughout, and Vaughn's unique vocal style. Grave Forsaken, This Day Forth. This one being on Soundmass, which is an Australian label as well. Fight Till Death, another cool robot on the cover. 2010. This is 2012, and here this is definitely. This is definitely. Every time I said definitely, drink. Drink. No. 2012. This is Reap What You Sow. These guys really grabbed that thrash metal vibe from here and onto their next album, and they really refined their sound as well. Better production. They've always kind of been that independent band, you know. Even though they had labels, Row Productions, Soundmass. This being on Soundmass as well. But they're still an independent band. They were doing their own, you know, production. They were their own studio engineers. They were their own everything. They recorded their own music basically, and then a label put it out. And that's what you got going on here. But with this one, they just refined it and got better. And then last year, 2015, came The Fight Goes On, and another cool robot on the cover. And I'm going to see if I can't get away with a little clip of a song off of The Fight Goes On right here. go, a little clip of Grave Forsaken, and The Fight Goes On, Australian thrash metal. So I hope you enjoyed this edition of Thrash Metal A through Z. Again, leave a message below. Love talking to y'all. Appreciate y'all watching. Thank you to the subscribers and all you people who spend your time watching me and talking with me. Love talking music with you, and I appreciate it. So that's it for this one. God bless. Stay strong.